Okay, welcome back. All right, so what is my hair doing? All right, I did lawn before this, so just put up with my hair. I don't care. All right, we're on day 2. Getting the rest of the panels, door cards ready. Woohoo! Ready. Oh, what the heck? What the heck? All right, so there's some damages from, I guess, when I did a really crappy job previously for this. So I'm gonna touch those up. I know it's dumb. Psychopath, I get it. I just have to, sorry. I'm gonna look at that every time I get in the car. I know it's not a show truck, but I don't want that color there. Sorry. All right, and then we're gonna do one more clear coat over those again. We're starting to cloud up, supposed to rain this afternoon, so we gotta get the girl back in here. So we gotta wrap this up pretty quick. I shouldn't have done the yard work first, but I just wasn't motivated to do anything I wanted to do today. So, sue me. All right, let's get started. Okay, this stuff is no fun to spray because it's got a non-reflective finish, which is done by magic and powder or something in there. So let's hit. All right, we got it started. Yeah, bolts needed it too. Okay, how's that look? Wow, that looks great. Thank you for saying that. All right, do this. All right, where are we at? A little bit missing here. A little bit missing here. Nope, don't get carried away. Don't get carried away. All right, gotta talk to myself because I'll go, oh, and then you'll see me respraying it, and then I'll run out. I'll have to go get some more. Big pain in the butt. I looked through my catalog yesterday of videos. I did these 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years later. Yeah, so now I'm working on them again. Isn't that crazy? I would never have guessed it was that long. Not in a million spray cans. All right, let's set these aside and then we'll start looking at the others and see if they need help too. One more spot. Okay, I'm gonna put that way over there so I don't grab it again, and that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, this piece has a lot more needs for touch-ups, unfortunately. But fortunately, I'm looking at it before we do it, so. Oh boy, and so does this one. It's a light coat of, so this is water and Dawn dish soap, just a little bit of dish soap, not enough to leave bubbles. I was leaving bubbles yesterday, I put less in it today. Man, those matte pockets so good. Those are getting blown off with the blowing, blower to blowing. Probably should have blown them off before I rubbed her out. Bang! Where's my drying towel? Alright, this one's going to need a lot. These are going to need a lot more touch-ups. I'm gonna be mad at myself if I miss one. I can tell you that for free. Run at it one more time. Making sure. Okay, we probably ought to talk about the ugly truth of the wood inserts. All right, the wood inserts are going to be done later. So every panel has a wood insert. They're pretty when they're done right. Mine was Mediterranean poplar. I don't know that I'm pretty sure, and I'm fairly confident I can't replace that with more Mediterranean poplar. So, and I've looked. So if you know a source, tell me. But yeah, I've got to find some laminates for that. I watched a video from Working Axle. He did a really good job on redoing his. But again, he's an artist and I'm just a schlub. So I'm gonna try mine, but I'm not confident I'll have any success with it. So I think he had more, he definitely had more clamps than I have. So we'll have to investigate that. I have a crazy idea of wrapping twine around it after I've got it adhered to make the corners turn the way they're supposed to. Wonder if that's a terrible idea because the twine would get stuck to the wood if there was glue there, but then I could just lightly sand that off. So there's a lot of thought going into that, and if I wanted to make it look good. Again, not a show truck. How many times more can I say that today? 1, 2, I think I've said it 2, and I said it at least once in the video yesterday. All right, good times. All right, let's get the rest of the pieces up and repaint the bad spots, and then we'll come back on those that have dried, and we'll do the matte clear. Matte clear. Matte clear. You know what, yesterday or last video I said I had more of this. I do. I have 2 XX cans over here. Didn't even find them. I reorganized all my paint crap and then there they were in the back. Ultra matte. Is that black? Oh no, wait, that's not. No, I didn't have it. Truth, this is black paint. Matte black paint, and I'm gonna use that on another project. So that's the pillar posts that are in bad shape. All the posts. And I've already painted that one, but it probably needs another color, another coat, or 12. So there we go. All right, let's get on to the rest of these. Stop jelly dying. Okay, everybody looks pretty. Yay, so pretty. Everything's pretty. Everything's awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Not really, dang it. All right, so in my process of preparing to install everything, I came out here and finished up the install on the seats, getting the bracket pieces put in. And this seat won't go backwards. So we've removed the switch. and we're gonna investigate the switch. So you're gonna get a video on fixing the switch. I wasn't planning on doing a video for fixing the switch, but I'll have to fix this switch because the up and the down work fine, but the sliding looks no worky. So we'll have to look into it. Which it's pretty easy, it's just fiddly. There's a lot of little tiny screws, or excuse me, balls and springs, and they have to be on rockers, and they have to be exactly in the right spot. And I do have a trick. If you do it with grease, they don't move around as much, but all right, so we'll be doing that at some point. All right, the next big challenge is how do we attach all this stuff to the inside of the vehicle? So I have some door card screw stuff. Not sure those all work. And then I've got some more stuff from under the dash. These are all screws under the dash. So I really don't know what screws to put on it. I've put some screws on there before, and in the process of them falling off, I've replaced them, but none of them are standard. So we'll need to do some investigation and sort out what kind of screws we're gonna need to attach everything to everything else. So that's next. And you're not gonna get to watch. Okay, we missed a couple of pieces. I forgot about the steering column, cowl. So, left side, yeah, left side. Yes, left side, not painted. So I did get the switches out. That was a challenge. And I wrote it down because I don't think the switches come apart. There's a plug. I think that's all like wires on it. It's not normal. I'll show you once I get the broken one out of this one. So I couldn't get this one out. The tabs, I don't think you can see them, are spread way out there. I don't have a tool like that. So I'm gonna struggle with this on the struggle bus for a little while and see if I can get that pulled out. But when I was pulling the wires off the back, I popped one and now I have to fix it. Not excited about that. All right, on to fiddling with that. Okay, couldn't get it to zoom in any closer, so this will have to do. Okay, so this is the rocker switch that came out. It's the rear wiper blade switch. It's a simple toggle. Don't lose anything. Push the stuff away from it. It's a simple toggle. There's a 2-point toggle, one up, middle's rest, and then other. And I think one squirts. I think if you push it down, it squirts, and if you push it, pull it back, it wipes, or push 1, 2, I can't remember. Anyway, it's a simple toggle, goes in here, and it came apart when I was taking it apart. So unfortunately, that's a bummer. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this back together and which is the right way to get this in here. I'm pretty sure it's like this. And then that rocker sits in that little plastic tray right there. If I can get it to turn over. Can't. Try again. We may have to do operation on this one where we go, is it the same? No, it's not. Okay. So it's not. It's got a peak and a flat. Let's call it a plateau. But I don't know which one goes to which. This one looks the most touched. There's the most carbon on this one and on this bottom one. So I'm gonna guess those two go back together because that must be the most common switch setting I set this in. So I'm gonna put that back in there. Ah, got it, okay. So as the rocker goes across this arm, it goes back and forth. It's easier to do with this one. Okay, what this one did not have any of was any kind of grease. So I'm going to re-grease it, and the tabs were just mangled. However this got taken apart or installed, these tabs have way too much angle on them and it makes it almost impossible to take it out of the vehicle. And when I tried to get it to come out, these are supposed to be in this little tray right here for it, so you can see it. You press this down and it should spring. Unfortunately, someone's dug a hole in this one, on this side and on this side. So I'm gonna have to flatten these and clean up these little sides to get this back in there. I don't think I've ever taken this part out of the vehicle, so I'm not gonna take credit for that damage. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. All right, so let's clean these up and try to get it reassembled. Okay, making a little less angle on this seems to be a challenge. So my worst fear is that these break, but the good news is I probably could get another one. So I'm gonna give it a little bend, just enough to make it not so aggressive. And then I'm worried about that not being flush, so I'm gonna give that a flatten too. It's a little bit more like that. Let's see about this one. Same thing on this one. We'll just grab it across those two and we'll adjust it gently.
Holy mackerel, mister. You scared the jeepers out of me.
All right, on to cleaning this up. Okay, I'm gonna try it with this little diamond grinder. I don't know what that is. It's sharp, and I know it would hurt if you stuck it in your teeth. Oh! Did I trigger you? Yeah. I'm just gonna go low and slow because it's plastic. I'm just making that channel flat again. Oops. The plunger came out. Alright, let's do this one over here. Hey, that looked pretty cool. Alright, so these go in here somehow, like this. So those are springs. They're behaving as springs in this example. I don't think they're supposed to behave as springs. There's a little channel for it to be cut out in. Both of them are damaged. Now they're flatter, but both of them having that conical shape though, I'm thinking they're probably part of some kind of a spring mechanism. I don't see how that works. That's how they go back in, like that. Now, I need to determine at rest. So if I pull it toward me, it wipes. Or it sprays, and then I push it away, it wipes. So let's do it this way. Oops. Oh, see how hard this is? Need about 3 more hands. And I gotta put that back together, so that's all wasted time. All right, which side's the most tapped? That side was the most tapped. So we're gonna put that on this side. Oops, fell in there wrong. Okay. All right, let's think about this. All right, so we got our little switcher, and if I push it away, pull it, it sprays, and if I push it down, it hooks. So I'm gonna go this way onto it. Okay, so let's set that down here. Okay. Okay. seat switch is going to be a lot like this too. It's not going to want to stay together while we're doing it. All right, we're going to get this close, and then we'll put that, we'll slide that one in there when we get it close. We just don't want the inside piece to fall apart before we get it put together. Yeah, that's not working. Let's get some tape. Let's get some tape. All right, one of our hands is going to be a piece of tape. All right, at least those won't fall off now. Okay, let's think about it again. Pull to spray, push to wipe. All right, that's what we're going to do right there. All right, now we gotta push it past its little points. Ooh, it does not want to go on there. Ooh, I am pushing really hard. Make sure our thing didn't fall out. It didn't. All right, let's just get it squished in there. Let's go, baby. Ooh. I'm gonna get a channel lock. This will allow me to press on the outside hard. There's one. There's two. All right, let's see what we did. See if we got it close. All right. Seems the reverse of what I want. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Well, if we hadn't broken the wiring harness, we could go test it. All right, it's assembled. Might not be right, but it does lock in both directions. I don't use the rear wiper very much anyway, so my life will become needing to use the rear wiper all the time you watch, and I won't be able to. Anyway, I've got it back together. We'll call it good. If I have to take it apart and put it back together, I will, but you won't know about it. Okay, here's the bullet plug that I pulled off by accident. So the crimp is this little teeny tiny spot, and it's small. You can see how small it is. And I used a, what do you call those little tiny screwdriver, like watchmaker screwdrivers? I drove one through there to spread that piece out, and then I re-crimped it with my crimping tool down here. So, all right, so now I've got heat shrink ready to go, and this piece wouldn't go all the way over the crimp piece, which I probably need to crimp again, and then I'll put this big piece over the top so I can get the barrel covered. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, here we go. All right, so I got that piece. After I crimped, I got that piece on there. So the world's smallest lighter. And we'll crimp, then we'll put this on the end of that. This is buggered. Let's go to the other side. It's a little too hot. Okay, Now we're fixed. Now it looks like the, oh, that's wrong. Now it looks like the others. Yay, me. Oh, I'm so happy to have you back. I know. It was quite the problem. I lost my fitting and it was really frustrating. Well, I'm glad to have you back. Me and Green here, we're super happy because we can't get this done without you. Oh, I know. It's the best thing ever. No, this is great. Well, we'll be assembled soon. Woohoo! Party on, Garth. Alright, let's check on our parts one more time. Oh, I still got the zoom going. Alright, those look pretty good. Dang, those look good. Alright, I'm going to splash another coat of clear on them. And then, oh, look how good that looks now. Oh, yeah. Remember all the white dots? Oh, maybe I didn't show you the white dots. Anyway, the white dots are gone. Those are dust dots right there. Yeah. Awesome. Alright, the rest of these are ready to get assembled. Now, the big question is, again, what hardware do we use to get all of that in? I'm going to have to do some experimenting. But first, I need some sustenance. So I'm going to take a break and get some salad. Salad. Okay, I went looking. I did not find a cup with all my hardware in it. That's very disappointing. But I did find some that will work. So I did find a cup with some other ancillary things. So that's going to work for the binnacle. And then on the bottom of all of the, let me get a longer one so it's easier to see. On the bottom of, so to connect all the pieces up to the bottom, it's this size of screw. So that fits. So that's good. All right, so I've identified the size. I have a few of these. I can get that piece, I think, pretty close. I've got a few of those. Those will work. Those will also work if necessary, because they're all hidden. There's no screws seen. But I don't have 4 bolts for, where's that? Get it in the screen. For these little caption bolt nut thingies, whatever these are. They slide. Let me show you where these are. So they're in the dash on the passenger side. So the oh shit handle is on this side. So they don't want you to be worried about grabbing it and the dash coming off in your hand. So these are here. Oops, they're upside down. And so there's 4. Oh wait, there's supposed to be 4. Anyway, so I'll have to get one more of these. That's going to be hell. And then I'll need to find bolts that'll fit them. So I'm going to go to the hardware store. Shocker! Gotta go to the hardware store. It's like my life or something. Anyway, the rain's starting to get close, so I need to hurry and get this a little closer to done today, because I don't want to leave her out getting rained on. So she needs to be in here. All of this I can pack up and move. No worries, I can get it done. But I did want to get this piece in today, at least, and wrap up something for you to see this next week. So, all right, let's get to the hardware store before rain comes and get it done. Okay, let's get this thing installed. Starting to rain down in Blanchardtown. I just outran it getting back. All right. We have dash. Can we go over there and adjust? Trying to remember if this goes on top or behind the wind seal. It goes in front of the seal. It's just sprinkling, so it's not going to be bad rain yet. So All right, let's get the binnacles. Is that a binnacle? Let's get the instrument panel hooked up. Let's get it hooked up. All right. Where do y'all plug in? Know where that one goes. Know where those go. All right, we're good. I know what we're doing. All right, yellow to the top. Hard part is seeing this while you're doing it. Yeah, I didn't have the cables through the little thing. Man, those connections look brittle. Okay. All right, let's see if we can find the bolts on the bottom. There they are. Easy peasy. At least for the front ones. Oh no. This ductwork is falling apart. It's only 30-something years old, no surprise. These will be less fun because they're inside. Hard to get to. Oh, they're not too bad. About them apples. Alright, so let's go to the other side, find the stuff, and what did I do? Could have got shorter ones. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just lining these up. They are stove head. If they don't fit, I'm be grumpy. They fit. Alright. Could have got a lot shorter. Oh my gosh. A lot shorter. Fine thread take 2 days to get that down. Hopefully it won't impact anything below it. Oh, that one doesn't have one. Couldn't find the insert nuts with the little clips I showed you. If they exist, I don't know where they are. So, if I knew what they were called, I could order them online, but I don't even know what they're called. So, kind of out of luck on that. This would have been easier to do without a windshield. I noticed that. Hey! Nice. I'm gonna put that back, because I know that mattered. How about that? How exciting. All right, we have a dash. Let's get that cap pinnacle on there. Remember, this really sucked to put together. I do remember that. It doesn't fit well. It's hard to put in without with the steering wheel in place and with the windshields. I'm screwing up my paint job. That's probably how I broke it, putting it in. There it is. Yep, scratched my paint job up. That was great, good job. Okay, there's the top. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, scratch my paint job up. But I do have it in, yay me. Okay, pretty happy, happy. Oh yeah, pretty happy with that. See that screws on that side. All right, I think that's it. That's gonna be it for this video anyway. This last clip was 15 minutes. Holy crap. All right, so I'm gonna button this up. Thanks for tuning in, I appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Like and subscribe if you're bored and you really got all the way to this point in the videos. You might as well like and subscribe, because you are one of the rare few that actually watch the end of the videos. So yeah, like and subscribe. That's all I got. Oh, the turn off thing's in the truck.